basically been drunk since the night he found out he hit Jake. You know, he's in a tailspin. He's drowning in guilt, punishing himself.
Yeah, and Jason is so angry with Luke. He's grieving for Jake. I mean, he told me today, just a few hours ago, that he's afraid he's going to do something that he can't take back.
That's exactly what my dad has in mind.
Luke wasn't threatening to me at all. He wasn't trying to intimidate me. This was about provoking Jason, and it could happen because Jason is right on the edge.
I've been so wrapped up in my own anger and grief, I haven't been able to see how much trouble my dad's really in.
Yeah, Lucky, we gotta keep them away from each other.
No, I agree. But where is Jason now?
Michael called him down to the PCPD. I don't know all the details, but I guess Ronnie brought Abby in for Brandon's murder.
Okay, so if Jason is focused on Michael right now, that might buy me enough time to deal with my dad. Man, I just should never let things get this far.
Lucky, I'm really sorry. I mean, if there's anything I can do.
There is, actually. Just don't tell Jason that my dad came over here.
I know.
Come on, Lucky. You know, Jason and I don't keep secrets from each other. I can't promise not to tell him that.
Okay, just
came
try
here.
to stall him for as long as possible. I need a little time to pull something together.
Wait, like what?
I don't know. I need to make some phone calls. I'll give you the details as soon as I can. But just for now, keep Jason away from my dad, please.
Okay, well, I can tell him that Luke didn't scare me or threaten me or anything,
Right,
and
yes.
that it was just the booze talking.
No, I wouldn't do that. I mean, Jason thinks that Jake would still be alive if my dad hadn't have been drinking, and he's probably right, but do you have any idea where my dad went?
Yeah, he said he was gonna be at the Haunted Star, in his office specifically. But Lucky, I went to Sonny. I was scared. I didn't know what else to do, and I said maybe he could reason with him, and he...
I thought the same thing, but you can't reason with a drunk on a binge. I mean, Jason tried to reason with me when I was using. I wouldn't listen. If he had treated me the same way I've been treating my dad, I'd probably never have gotten clean.
Lucky, I'm really scared that Jason's not gonna forgive Luke for this.
He shouldn't have to. But this is my father we're talking about, you know? And he never turned his back on me when I was out of control. He didn't judge me. He was always there for me, and now he needs me. So I don't care what he did or what state he's in. He's my dad, and I love him. I'm not gonna let him down.
You think it's...
Any word from Luke?
No one's seen him, which means you're probably right. He's at the Haunted Star.
Okay, look, I was thinking about it, and okay, I'm not gonna lie to Jason, but Jason owes you, Lucky. I mean, you gave Jake a family.
He doesn't owe me anything. It was a privilege and a gift to be Jake's father. And besides that, it was partly my fault that my dad was behind the wheel that night. He was on his way to my wedding, and I knew he was drinking. He was always drinking. I should have done something
No, what
a
are
long
you
time
talking
ago.
about? You're not responsible for your father's drinking.
No, but I am responsible for letting him know how it affects the people he loves. Look, Sam, just tell Jason I'm sorry that my dad came over and that I'm through pretending that my dad doesn't have a problem. I'm gonna do everything I can. I'm gonna give him a chance to get some help.
I'm glad you called.
How's my dad?
Drunk, self-destructing. I wanted to pull him out of that office and take him to the island to dry out.
Yeah, wouldn't help.
I'd never seen him like this. I mean, even with the fire, when he thought you were dead, he was grieving and he was afraid of you, and he wanted, you know, he killed the rest of the world, me and Jason included, but he was still Luke, you know, himself. Now he's like punishing himself. The guilt is killing him.
You think I should go over there?
Well, I mean, it depends on what you plan on doing, because I tell you one thing he does not need is another fight.
I don't want to fight with him anymore. I'm not mad at him, Sonny. I'm afraid for him. I don't care. Hard life. I mean, at some point, it has to catch up with you. But I always thought he was above all of that somehow. You know, like, he could always talk his way out of any problem, run any con, survive any heart attack. I just never saw him as an ordinary mortal.
The thing about your dad is he grew up with an abusive father who beat him and Bobby and anybody else who got in his way. And I think that, and I can identify with this, he doesn't want to become his dad.
But he's not. And he never was. That's the thing. I mean, I had an incredible childhood. I barely got yelled at, you know? I mean, me and my dad and my mom, we were a team. And that was when he was happiest, when we were a family, we were underground, living on the road.
For years, he tried to be the best father he can be. And he made a lot of mistakes. We all do. But he tried real hard at being a good father.
I know.
And he wouldn't do anything deliberately to hurt you. And he ran down your kid, you know? So I think part of him feels like he ran over you. As hard as he tried to be a great father, that died when your boy died. Look, what he said to me was he thinks that you're blaming the alcohol because you can't stand to blame him.
I don't know, man. Maybe. I mean, I don't know, but look, the booze has been an issue for years. We just look the other way.
I know that, you're going to forgive him eventually, but I'm just saying to you that I don't think he can forgive himself.
No, he's not going to be able to. As long as he's burying the pain with alcohol and running from everything, he's not going to be able to forgive himself.
I used to love seeing you two together. I don't know if I ever told you, because it made me want to be a father. Because I'd see Luke and I thought, hey, if he can do it after everything he's been through, I can do it too.
I think I still have some pictures from that camping trip.
Oh, in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where you forced us to pierce your ear with the fish hook. And what did you put on? What put something on?
Bourbon, probably.
No, tequila. I tell you what, you could have gotten infected in there. Right?
Yeah. Well, my dad had a pierced ear, so I had to have one. I always wanted to be just like him. I think that's, I'm sure that's probably why I fought him so hard and why I was so devastated when I found out he was human, after all. But see, even with that, I always assumed that I could dump all my anger on him because he could take it. I mean, I never thought that he would actually break down. You never think that your father is gonna let his demons take over.
Look, your dad does not want you to see him like the guy who ran down your kid. Okay? We all know that drinking and driving is wrong.
Yes.
Okay? But just think about it, just for a second. The responsibility that he has to carry around with him every minute.
Sonny, he is responsible.
I know,
That's the thing.
I know he is.
He made a choice to drink and drive, okay? He's a high-functioning alcoholic. And he's been that way for years. I mean, we just look the other way. Because I don't think any of us really understood that Dad could mess up this bad. And that a child would have to pay for it. And now my dad's in free fall.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know. I guess I'm gonna try to catch him. Glad you called. How you doing? Listen, I need you to help me organize an intervention for Dad.
I'm probably the last person you should ask that.
He's trying to provoke Jason into killing him. That's how bad it's gotten. I can't just sit around and do nothing. We need to get Dad into rehab.
Oh, okay. I don't know if surrounding Luke with the people he cares about and telling him what a jerk he is really going to help.
No,
but
it's not going to be like that. I mean, we'll tell him how his drinking has affected us. We'll let him know that things can't keep going the way they are now. We'll set up some boundaries.
Okay, well, are you prepared to cut all ties with him if he doesn't get help? I mean, that's what an intervention
He's
is.
going to cut all ties with us permanently if we don't do something. Now, I want to bring the whole family together, so I need your help.
Okay. I'm just afraid that you're going to end up disappointed and hurt.
Yeah, it couldn't get much worse than it already is, so I'll take that risk.